All right. So, this is first time.
All right. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Very good morning. As how is it going after
Everything is
session?
going good.
Yeah.
Everything's going. Everything since the session, it has been a game changer. Um, Everything in that session was so positive and so accurate, and it came to manifestation that there were so many stories that I could tell, but it's like incredible. Like one of the ones in our session was about the book. So I actually wrote the book and it's published and it's actually doing really, really good. It's
Wow.
actually getting ready to go international in Canada. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I got a lot of good feedback from the book. Um,
Wow.
just the way I
Mm.
meditate when we went into the session.
Uh-huh.
Um, One of the questions was about my meditation, and once I took that instruction on how to meditate, um, that really changed my life to the point where I could meditate 15 to 20 minutes a day, and it just really just has a great outcome.
Wow.
So,
Really good to know that. I have to listen to your recording about the meditation then.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, and then
Really,
the
yeah, it
the
is.
guy in my soul family, that made a whole lot of sense,
Okay.
and we parted ways, but we parted ways in a good way. So it was one of those things where it made me learn a lot about that person and why he was attracted into my in my sphere.
Yeah.
Um, and we call him narcissist, but I come to find that he was in my soul family. So
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that.
so
Yeah.
um, that has been really good. I've got a stronger connection with my guides, my spirit
Mm-hmm.
guides.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the spiritual center we're still doing here in our home. It's actually doing really well. Um, a lot of teaching. Um, it's been phenomenal, and I've been referring everyone to you. And people are a little scared, but I'm like, man, just go do it. It's like awesome, you know. And once you let go and just trust and let the ego get out of the way, the session is it's easy. It's
It is. Yeah,
very
thank you.
easy.
Yeah, because that is something a lot of people struggle to let go.
Right, right. Well, and I think a lot of it is, and even me prior to was looking at the hypnos from the things that we see on the TV and things like that, where you get this idea of somebody controlling me, and now if I hear a ticking noise somewhere, I'm going to act this way, and it is not even like that. You are
Mm.
you are 100% in control, and Karuna just asks the questions, and your higher self or your guides, your team, they come in and they tell you. And I think what it is a lot of us um, are afraid of what we are seeing, and then we question and go, "Is this real, or is this a dream, or am I making this up?"
Yeah.
And I noticed the more that I talked, the more it flowed. It just became like natural, where I just kind of let go. And once my ego got out of the way, um, it was just really easy. And I couldn't believe how long our session went. Our
Yeah.
session was really
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, that is always a surprise.
Yeah, and a lot came out of that session. A lot of healing, a lot of questions about my past, um, that has helped me heal,
Hmm.
and bring a lot of my fragmented pieces back together.
Yeah,
So,
that was also something I remember very well. Yeah,
mhm.
very good.
so um, better relationship with my children. That was one of them. I was asking about my older children. Um, my daughter, she is still not coming around, but I still send her love. I still her blessings. I still
Hmm.
text her and still tell her, "Hey, Daddy loves you," and just to
Oh.
keep that positive vibe,
Hmm.
going and say, you know what, she's a free spirited being and she has to make her own choices her own way. And once I understood that, it became easier to say, you know what, Source has her. She's
Yeah,
in good hands, and whatever her fate is or whatever her destiny is, it's hers, not mine.
yeah,
You
they
know.
are on their own path. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own path, and we can't really just do anything about it,
Right.
for
Right.
them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I remember giving you some while under
I
hypnosis some
know.
guidance.
I know that. It was very interesting because I was actually there had been a couple of sessions I was that made me really go look inward and
Okay.
think more. And in your session, it was like, wow. I mean, I got answers there. I had been looking for answers here and there, and I was getting similar kind of information. But in your session, that was like, okay, this is the end of it. And I just got my final answer, and I was done. After that, I didn't think
Wow.
about anything. I just moved on. That
Wow. Wow. That was
was really
incredible.
good. And I
Wow.
also remember one thing that I asked your higher self,
Mm.
why this session. I mean, when I looked at your questions and when I was talking with you, I thought, why did you even want a session? Because
Right.
you
Right.
yourself are a healer. You are a healer, and you have very good connection already with your spiritual team. So I was like, you didn't even need a session. So finally I asked, when we started channeling, I finally asked, what was the reason for the session? And they said, we wanted you two to meet. And
Right.
that was
Right.
like,
I remember.
wow.
It was that was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they just started showing me I could literally see your clients that I had never met while I was in hypno, and it was so. I'm getting chills now. It was like,
Yeah.
wow, I cannot even believe I'm seeing this. Like, it was just that real, you know. And it
Yeah.
was. I think it was therapeutic for both of us, I
Good.
believe,
Yes.
because when they said they brought us together, because it was a lot. Even though I'm connected, but I still had some fragments that had to
Yes.
be put together,
Yes.
and
Yes. So
you helped bring that together.
yeah, it is generally like that, because sessions are not meant for just clients. They are meant for both client as well as the practitioner, because they are on the same path, and they are also vibrational match to each other. That's why they come together. And this is
Exactly.
generally how the sessions take place. So it is generally like that. But when your spiritual team said that it was a reason for you both of us to meet, I was like, okay. I mean, there is the healing part, there is clarity part, but there is even more than that, and I
Right.
got that in
Right.
session.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's why
and
it's
you
very
had an
special
awesome team.
to me.
Yeah, they actually showed me your team also.
Yeah,
That was
I know.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that.
I was like, wow, you got a powerful team. Like, wow. It was like nothing like I've ever experienced. And I was like, wow, I honestly saw your whole potential in what is already awaiting. And that session was for that and was for me because, like I say, I never thought I would have wrote a book, and I remember that was one of the questions. And
Yes, yes.
higher self says, okay, just start taking everything that we've given you and put it in a book. And wow, it was like I got people calling saying, man, this is a game changer. This has changed my life. This has impacted me in such a way that I didn't think. And one of my friends slash students said,
Mhm.
this right here, she says, I never knew I took you for granted. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, because you teach me so much in depth. She said that when I read your book, it was just, it was like, wow, now I get it, because I began to teach her about the chakras and how the angels were connected to the chakras and the planets connected to, and she was like, nobody's ever taught me that. And I was like, wow.
Wow, wow.
So
Yeah, wow, wow. I'm really uh, feeling really good about it, because when did we have the session? We had session in I think in
February,
February, or
February.
yeah, February, I think, yeah. And you had already started. You were working on the book, but I don't really recall that. And
I
all of,
was I was I was just jotting.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was just jotting. I didn't even I wouldn't even I was just jotting and was saying, but the book, it wasn't even. I had I completed the book in 30 days because I
See?
didn't start on it until afterwards. So it was
Wow.
like, wow, it was like that book was in a vortex just waiting.
Yeah, yeah, and it just
So
cleared it off, and wow. So
yeah,
when is it getting published?
it's already published on Amazon Prime Unlimited. So
You
we
had to tell
publish.
me. Actually,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
have this.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Matter of fact, I got a copy of it. Oh, can I get a copy real quick? Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's
When is
Spiritual Awakening.
awaken? Oh my goodness!
So there it is. My wife actually had a great hand on doing the cover. It was just awesome, awesome,
Wow,
awesome.
so beautiful. And
I put some of our QHHT sessions in there. Mine personal, but you know
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like,
Ooh.
yeah, it was everything in that session came to question from my life spiritual to my relationship questions to my health to my career to my finances. My finances increased. Oh my lord! Like wow,
Yeah,
like
you didn't really have problems with finances. You were
no,
fully supported. You are fully
yeah.
supported. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just keeps going up and keep going up and keep going up,
Wow.
and they're like, you go as high as you want to go. There's like no limit.
Limit.
And what the session did for me was it reconfirmed my knowing because I knew, but then sometimes when you kind of get in your ego and your ego kind of give you, you go to that tug of war. And I went through that, but the session brought the clarity of, okay, this is who you are. This is your vibration. You're on the right track.
Yeah.
So some of it was curiosity, of course, and
Yes.
a lot of it was there's fragments that I know that I need to be healed from, but I didn't know how to go about doing it.
Okay.
So that was one area that um, my team been telling me, but then under the hypnosis, it became clearer. So I was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it. So
Yeah. Beautiful.
my PTSD injury, that has actually increased. I mean, it got better, not
Okay.
worse, but gotten really, really better. So
Okay.
um, just wow, just game changer, big
Oh,
time game changer. So
so good to hear that. Yeah, so
yes,
good to hear that. Wow.
and I'm glad, and we've also kept in contact also
Yeah, we
prior
did.
to this. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
that's a great thing, you know. I'm like, wow, I got a new sister, I got a new friend. Like, man, now I got, and I always refer. But like I say, people are afraid, and I've come to learn we vibrate and we attract.
Yeah.
When they said we brought you guys together for this, I'm like, okay, you had a vibration, I had a vibration, and it connected, and that's the way this whole thing works, you know. And it just
Yeah.
has to be when you're in hypnosis, the person just has to really just relax and let go of their ego and trust. That's just the really biggest thing I can advise when going into a hypno session, you know, and just trust. Karina is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best. I kid
Beautifully
you not.
said. Yeah. Yeah. This is what is needed actually when people go for this kind of sessions,
Yeah,
hypnosis based. The first thing they have to do is just let go and
right.
trust the
Yeah,
process, because if they are guided to do something like this, that means there is there are forces beyond
right,
our
right,
knowing
right. Exactly.
which are working. Yeah, so that is something we have to trust. It
Yeah,
takes time, actually. It does take time to
right.
get to that understanding.
Yes. And I will say prior to a session, um, people should get in the practice of meditating for at least 15 to 20 minutes. And one tool that you gave me that I didn't have on your questionnaire was, and I started using it daily, is I directly and clearly communicate with my higher self. And when I read that, I fell in love with it. And I kept telling myself that over and over and over and over.
Uh-huh.
That even after our session, when I go into my meditations, that is part of my meditation. That now I know exactly where my focus and my attention is
Yeah.
when I go into my meditation. And at one point, and I still, when I get a meditation, it depends on how much, but they said, yeah, you can go a long time, but then they said, you know what? It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, you do. So I did 15, 20 minutes, and it was just as powerful as an hour that I would normally do. And they said it's easy as turning on a light switch. And they say people are constantly walking around in a meditative state all day. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
So, because they're always under the influence of something. So
True. True.
that's one of the things I would advise is just meditate prior to the session and just really just relax and let go and trust what you see and believe it. And it. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Definitely a great session.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I want to actually read the book that you have written. It looks like a big book. It's a
Yeah.
big book.
Well, it's 148 pages.
Is it? It looks too big.
140. Yeah, 140. It's not that big.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's a
So
6 by 9.
it's on
But
my
I
list.
made it big print because some people are older and wear glasses. Like us old people.
Yeah, the font you mean the
The font
print?
is big, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So I made
big.
it where people can read it, and it's very clear where you're not. Let me get my glasses, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's legible. So
Yeah, yeah, I love that. It's really a good idea, and I always prefer using hard copy.
hmm
I mean, I always like to read in hard copy, like
yeah,
not on computer,
right,
on the
right,
electronic devices. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing
right.
that
So
the
yeah,
print is bigger. Okay, so I'm going to. This is on my list. I have to
all
look
right.
at it. Yeah, and I also advise my people who come and visit
hmm
my
Clients,
channel, yeah, to have a look at that too.
yeah,
uh,
absolutely,
Book, because
absolutely,
I know that it was a guided work. It was
yes,
channeled work.
yes.
It means something. It
And it even
always
says it on there that it's channeled. It's a
yes,
channeled spiritual guide.
yeah.
So. So,
Mhm.
and it helps. The book will really help people with their spiritual awakening because people are awakening now. The ones who want to be awake are wakening up. So, I think this will help them in terms of the symptoms that we go through, um, how to get activated in terms of light language, many, many, many different things and avenues. So,
Okay, so light language. So is there a way how to activate that in the book?
I didn't put that one in there, but that's going to be in the sequel. Ha
Okay.
That way, some people get a little taste of what's coming because a lot of people don't know about light language. See,
Okay.
so once we teach them how to get activated in light language, man, it's like so powerful. And I
Yeah.
remember in our section, um, they had mentioned that, I believe.
Yes, there was a mention of that. Yeah, there was a mention of light language. Yes, I
hmm
remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's. And oh, I remember in the session you had a friend who does light language.
Yes, yes, yes. And I am very drawn to it. I
hmm
find that anything that comes through, the message that comes through light language,
hmm
it hits me.
Right, right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
same here.
anything that is that I hear that is in light language, somehow it just works for me.
Right, right. Exactly. That's your activation code.
Yeah.
But I think in the session, I think that was one of the places that you were from, or somewhere, or I think.
Yeah, I was told that I had life in I'm a Syrian too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that is when I made a connection
yeah.
because somehow I know that Syrians are very much into
That was what was told in the session. I remember.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
interesting.
Wow. That is incredible. That is incredible. And these type of sessions, when you're in hypno, actually open up a lot of different other doors, and it actually answers a lot of questions that aren't taught, or available. So.
True,
I
true.
advise everyone to go get it done, go get it done, go get it done. It is powerful. It is a game changer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
really grateful for you to do this today.
Oh,
Actually,
no
I'm
problem. This is
I'm
my
grateful for the session first because it is a very special session for me. I had to tell this. The day I came to your place for session,
hmm
it was raining.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, I drove. It is 50 miles to drove to your place. I drove
hmm
in rains and I came back also in rains. And that area, and I love rains. And the area was so beautiful. It was like I just loved the drive. I loved the station. I loved everything about that day, honestly.
Hey, all right. It
Yeah.
was it was, and I was like, oh man, I hope she doesn't cancel because it's raining.
No, no, I loved
Oh,
it. I loved it.
all right, yeah, it was that was a awesome day, definitely awesome day.
It was really a special day.
Yeah, we definitely went. I think we went an hour and 30 minutes on our session.
No, it was more than that.
It was more than that.
Yeah, it was more than
Oh
that. And
wow,
uh,
wow.
yeah, you came out and you said, no, that was not that much. But no, time just
Yeah, I thought it was like
passed.
maybe
No,
30 minutes or so. It
yeah,
didn't seem that. It didn't seem that long.
no, it's always the case. We
Right.
lose time. We lose time.
It was like being in a vortex. It was like being in a whole. It was like sitting in a movie theater and watching the your life go before, but I could comprehend every single thing that they wanted me to see and know for that particular session. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of lives. I had a lot of lifetimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was a great session. So I advise everyone, please get with Karuna. She is awesome.
Thank you.
It is life changing, very life changing. It will change your life. I'm not even joking. It was phenomenal. So I highly recommend it. And I
Thank
even
you.
put that on your page too. So because I was like, I gotta put this on here.
I know. I didn't even ask. You just immediately went and
I was like, man,
put up the review, and I was like, wow. I
oh
didn't
yeah.
ask.
I
I
was like, yeah, I got to get this
stopped
information out.
asking. Yeah.
Got to get that information out because you have a very special talent. That is a very special gift that never seen. I do a lot of hands-on healing and things like that, but that right there is a very special gift. Very special. Nobody, not too many people can do that. That takes an artwork.
Thank you. I mean, I have to say thanks to Dolores Cannon because
Oh,
without her, it wouldn't have
right,
been made,
right,
you know.
right. Well,
I'm grateful
definitely, and
for her for
definitely.
this gift she has given to me and all practitioners, like,
Right. And you've embraced it, so I'm just always praying and for your success. And I already know
Thank
that it's
you, thank you,
already
thank you, thank
it's
you.
already it's already successful. So
Yeah, you saw that, right?
yeah, I already saw it. So I'm waiting on the final product.
It is in process. It is in
Yeah,
process.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now you're starting on the project because I remember we were saying in the session to do the social media.
Yeah, I know. I have been getting that message like almost anything that I do for me,
hmm
anything, meaning if I have a reading for me or I get some kind of guidance,
hmm
it always comes down to get on the social media.
Right, right,
Get there, and show up.
right.
I guess I have to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm really thankful to you for this thing, doing this, because I'm going to post it.
All right. I appreciate it. You have my full support, and anybody who has any doubt, remove the doubt, get in there, make an appointment. It is worth it.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. So, well, I recommend that people go and read your book too, because I know what it would have had. It was discussed in the session, It was
Right.
meant for this, for people to. It was meant to reach the people. So yeah, do that.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that support. And it's always good to see you again. And I know every time I get a spirit message, I text you. So I'll definitely keep you posted. And it's just you've been a wonderful friend. So I thank you for the friendship
Thank
and
you.
thank you for just that great meeting and that great session.
Thank you. Thank
All right.
you.
Blessings.